I'm tracking a high impact winter storm coming to Maine, a major flood threat, 12 to 18 hour rapid rise of rivers and streams. So from Wednesday evening to Thursday morning, the western foothills heading to the Kennebec River Valley. That's where it's going to be the worst. A lot like it was December of last year. So make sure you have your guard up and you are prepared for that rapid rise in that water level coming up. All that snowmelt and all that rain. There's also going to be ice before the rain. A quarter inch to a half inch. Oxford Hills, western foothills, about a tenth to a quarter. That's up to the Kennebec River Valley as well. You get the cold air trapped up against the mountains. It's a classic setup for an ice storm. Freezing rain and drizzle. Here's the rainfall. 1 to 2 inches down east, heading up to Machias and Eastport, up towards the Boundary Plateau. But 2 to 3 inches of rain coming down for most of Maine. And 3 to 4 inches western foothills, heading up towards the river valley of the Kennebec. Splash over along the coast, coastal flooding. There's going to be rising rivers and ice jams. First of the season for that. 25 to 45 miles per hour, where temperatures are going to keep that wind mostly stable. And that's western mountains heading up north. 45 to 55 and 55 to 65 plus. That's where you have those widespread outages. Southern coast, Casco Bay, mid coast, Penobscot Bay heading up down east. Those outages and the flooding happening as we get into the day on Wednesday and into Wednesday night. Heavy rain and high wind. The ice will accumulate before that with the freezing rain and drizzle into Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. Here is the ice popping up first. That's that pink shade, and that gets scoured out by the warm air eventually. Temperatures getting well above freezing. Temperatures going to go from the low 30s up to the mid and upper 50s and make a run for 60. And then the dew point, the measure of moisture in the atmosphere, comes in and just vaporizes that snow south of the mountains. Here's the wind forecast. There's a low-level jet coming up the coastline. That's basically like an airplane flying low, and all of the heavy rain pushes that wind down to ground level. Ice forecast. Cold air trapped inland. Significant ice accumulation, and that will change to rain by mid-morning. The only good news here is that we don't get the wind at the same time as the ice. The wind comes in after, and the wind is not going to be primarily where the ice is. That's the only saving grace here from this being a catastrophic storm. Morning freezing rain on Wednesday, then it's heavy. It becomes windy, wind out of the south and southeast. For the mariners, you'll see here, forecast right now is going to be a storm watch going up after this. So tomorrow night, so Wednesday night into Thursday morning, the storm watch is going to go up. Before that, you're going to have seas around 3 to 5 feet. For the mountains, storm tracker up Wednesday all day into Wednesday night, and then the temperature drops much more seasonable. Watch out for any moisture that's still around. Certainly could have that freeze going on into Thursday night. And same thing inland. We're dropping to the teens as we get into Friday night into Saturday morning. But we do dry out for several days. So we're going to dry out from the flood, but there's going to be a lot of cleanup going on. For the coastline, making a run for those mid-50s to even close to 60. The dew point surging and temperatures cooling off to the 30s, much more seasonable for the weekend with the sun coming out to dry things out for the weekend. And next week, we're back to 50 on Tuesday. Thank you for watching Jason Nappy Weather. Thank you for being here. The latest updates, make sure you're following along nappycast.com and jasonnappyweather.com. And thank you for the sponsorship and the donations.